No more pencils, no more books, no more teachers' dirty looks. A lot of research has been done on kids' motivation and apathy regarding their education. The research discusses kids fearing failure, frustration, a lack of understanding, inadequate programming, etc. But let's face it, all research about student motivation has been written from the perspective of adults. It's lacked the unadulterated and genuine perspective of kids themselves. So, today I am here for the following reasons. 1, I want to give you a bit of background information to contextualize the problem regarding student motivation from my perspective. 2, I will then propose a solution that will change the paradigm of education. So what are kids saying? It is essential to understand what kids' motivations are in order to better serve them. I talked to many kids over the summer in order to determine what causes student motivation and apathy. The results were eye-opening. This project began over the summer, before the beginning of school, as they asked kids, "Do you like school?" I got an overwhelming, "Yeah, I love school. I can't wait to get back to my friends and teachers and school activities." One of my first subjects was a friend of mine, Lorelei. She can be so animated. She came over to my house and we were playing. She sat down on my couch after eating some chili. Boy, she sure loves chili. After that, I asked her, "Lorelei, how do you like school?" And she said, "I love school. I like reading and math and I like recess." She went on and on about how much she wanted to get back. Nia, one of my best friends, and I spoke over the phone. She kept saying, "Oh, I can't wait to get back. All I really want to do is math. I can't wait to see who my teacher is. I hope we have the same teacher." She is really good at math. She was doing division before we were learning about multiplication. She couldn't wait to get back to school. Now, when they got back to school, I went back to them and asked the same questions to determine any discrepancies between the way they felt while on vacation and while in school. And believe it or not, their responses changed dramatically. So, when I asked them again, "What do you like about school?" they insisted on telling me what they didn't like about school. They didn't like reading, social studies, math, language arts, teachers, teachers' aides, other children, going to school, bus rides, homework, seating charts, dear time, and gym. Whew, sounds like just about everything, doesn't it? It seemed that over the summer they liked the idea of school, but in reality, they don't like school. So, I thought to myself, do they like school or don't they like school? Well, it occurred to me that kids don't really like school the way it is. Structured, regimented, no choice, no freedom. I'll call this the old way. One-room schoolhouses where kids wear dunce caps and stand in corners, where teachers talk at students and not with them. Flash forward to the future school, where kids work independently but freely on their laptops while their teachers pour them fresh refills of strawberry milk. It was at that moment that I realized what school can be. No more pencils, no more books, no more teachers' dirty looks. So, what might a system look like that empowers students to educate themselves, to study independently without the structure of a teacher classroom setting? And how can we meaningfully incorporate those ever so important ideas of socialization and snack time? Now, one word you will hear a lot is independent. Students will be expected to become independent learners and undertake independent study. But what does that mean? How does that look? Well, being an independent learner does not mean that you'll have to work entirely alone. You still have classmates to bounce ideas off of, a teacher to support your individualized, independent plan of study, and of course, the internet. In essence, each student will take responsibility for their learning and progress by 1, demonstrating self-discipline, organization, and time management skills. 2, meeting deadlines and maintaining regular attendance. 3, setting and achieving realistic academic and personal goals. And 4, demonstrating flexibility, adaptability, and willingness to change study habits as needed. They will also demonstrate mastery of academic content by valuing and maintaining high standards of academic achievement and analyzing, synthesizing, evaluating, problem-solving, and using critical thinking within coursework. As a part of their independent study, students will demonstrate that they are prepared for post-secondary education by skillfully using media, technology, and online resources. Thus, computers are the basis for this independent study. Computers and other technologies can help us to treat material to be learned less like stable facts to be memorized and more like living, changing beings. Consider, for instance, how biology is taught. Ironically, the study of life for most students is a dead, boring subject. Endless disconnected facts to memorize about cell walls and nuclei, then more facts about blood cells and tissue cells and so on. Computers can bring the subject alive, create a real sense of empowerment through computer simulations that let students create cells and experiment with how they would survive and adapt in different circumstances. Students could then, for argument's sake, explore the nature of cancer. At one level, cancer is nothing but uncontrolled cell division. Mitosis run amok. Can learners create conditions in their simulations that will cause signals from surrounding tissues that normally limit cell division to fail? All of a sudden, students could discover for themselves the many lives of the cell, the prototypical living system. But I digress. In conjunction with independent study programs, students will participate in activities promoting proper socialization, essentially recess. Mind you, recess isn't just playing on monkey bars. Recess is learning how to be a good citizen, learning conflict resolution techniques, and yes, playing on monkey bars. If you were asked to picture a typical elementary school in the U.S., what would you see? Would you see a building surrounded by things that remind you of children? Would you see slides and swing sets? Would there be jungle gyms and seesaws? According to an array of studies, entire school systems have eliminated recess. In fact, schools around the country are now being built without playgrounds. Additionally, a number of mixed method research studies, dissertations, and theses have extensively examined the relationship between recess and standardized test scores. The test data revealed that the schools that either limited or eliminated recess had lower test scores than the schools that had maintained the integrity of recess. Of course, there are other factors that contribute to student achievement, or lack thereof. However, all available research indicates correlations between recess and student achievement. The freedom and creative aspects of recess, or socialization as I'm calling it, especially when structured strategically, contribute to highly successful and socially motivated individuals and communities that promote collaboration, leadership, and celebrate the diversity of students. When the learning process is truly oriented around the social lives of the students, the boundary of the school becomes more open to the larger community, and education becomes a social rather than a mechanistic process. Students must be able to positively contribute to their school and community by A, taking personal responsibility for their actions and outcomes, B, demonstrating civic responsibility by engaging in service projects, C, working productively with others from diverse backgrounds and experiences, and D, being respectful, courteous, and considerate toward other students and school staff. Lastly, leading a healthy lifestyle is essential in our future school. Our future school must have a really, really good all-you-can-eat buffet, including a frozen yogurt, not ice cream sundae bar. Schools these days, while calling themselves healthy institutions, neither provide an avenue for students to learn about leading healthy lifestyles, nor create students that can have collegial conversations about what a healthy lifestyle is. Students must be able to demonstrate awareness of essential living skills and a healthy lifestyle. The truth is, the physical and emotional health of an entire generation is at stake. Over the past 3 decades, childhood obesity rates in America have tripled, and today, nearly 1 in 3 children in America are overweight or obese. The numbers are even higher in African American and Hispanic communities, where nearly 40% of the children are overweight or obese. If we don't solve this problem, 1/3 of all children born in 2000 or later will suffer from diabetes at some point in their life. Many others will face chronic obesity-related health problems like heart disease, high blood pressure, cancer, and asthma. You might be asking yourself, how did we get here? 30 years ago, most people led lives that kept them at a healthy weight. Kids walked to and from school every day, ran around at recess, participated in gym class, and played for hours after school and before dinner. Meals were home cooked with reasonable portion sizes, and there was always a vegetable on the plate. Eating fast food was rare, and snacking between meals was an occasional treat. Today, children experience a very different lifestyle. Walks to and from school have been replaced by car and bus rides. Gym class and after-school sports have been cut, and afternoons are now spent with TV, video games, and the internet. Parents are busier than ever, and families eat fewer home-cooked meals. Snacking between meals is now commonplace. 30 years ago, kids ate just one snack a day, whereas now they're trending toward 3 snacks, resulting in an additional 200 calories a day. Portion sizes has also exploded. They are now 2 to 5 times bigger than they were in the years past. Beverage portions have also grown as well in the mid-1970s. The average sugar-sweetened beverage was 13.6 ounces, compared to today's 20-ounce sweetened drink. In total, we are now eating 31% more calories than we were 40 years ago. The average American now eats 15 more pounds of sugar a year than in 1970. Kids spend an average of 7.5 hours a day using TV, computers, video games, cell phones, and movies. And only 1/3 of high school students get the recommended levels of physical activity. Now, that's the bad news. The good news is that by making just a few lifestyle changes, we can help us kids lead healthier lives. And we already have the tools we need to do it. We just need the will. Imagine kids learning to eat, create, and share amazingly healthy meals. Imagine kids who can speak intelligently about healthy eating and living. Imagine the food. Chocolate-covered bananas dipped in whipped cream, omelet frittatas with grilled chicken stuffing, cheese that is sweet and spicy and smooth and crumbly, glazed apples, fruit and salad bars. Sorry, a simple idea. By now you've realized the school as we know it is obsolete. Alas, the future school, a school where teachers don't teach but rather facilitate student learning. A school where students study independently and are left with plenty of time to socialize and eat healthy and wholesome meals. My findings were certainly conclusive and exposed a very real and sometimes scary truth that exists within the field of education. My hope is that my bit of research, A, contributes to the field of knowledge already out there, B, drives educational reform to some extent, and C, inspires and motivates other kids to be active in their school communities. Now, adults may not know this, but a lot of us kids are also feeling the stress of some difficult times. We know what's going on in the news, and we know what's going on in our families. We've seen the war. We've experienced a recession just the same. Consequently, us kids are having to act a lot older than we are. Some people think that's too much to handle, and it may make us wonder at times whether we're going to be able to cope with the regimentation and lack of choice in schools. As I've explained today, tolerating is not something I plan to continue to do. My future is in my hands. My life is what I make of it. Nothing is beyond my reach. I believe that, and I'm just 11 years old. Thank you.